Yeah, so you are. So a bit of background. So the way I've set this up is you're basically roam. So we're playing the Imperium pretty much as written in the Traveller universe, which is not dissimilar to the Imperium of Asimov. For those of you who may not know
Hmm.
Traveller but do know Asimov, so Cleon is the Emperor of the Imperium. The Imperium does have fast and light travel, but it doesn't have instantaneous communication. So ships jump between systems. A jump takes a week. A ship can jump one, two, three, four, five, or six parsecs. Your ship, for instance, is capable of doing, I think, and actually the character sheet I should make you all owners so you can all see it. The Diamond's Edge is what I called it for now, but please don't feel
Yep, I
obligated to
see
read
it.
my name. Oh, have you all
Three.
got? Oh, yeah, I've made you all owner. Awesome, cool. So it's got to jump three, and it's got 3 Gs of thrust, which makes it pretty fast, but it's definitely not military grade. So you guys could
Mm.
definitely be outrun and outgunned, obviously, by uh, naval ships or people who've just decided that they should arm their ship to the teeth. The ship is capable, and this is kind of important. The ship has a big enough power plant that it can do everything at once. So it can jump whilst at full thrust, whilst running all of its systems. So that actually
Pretty
gives you
good.
a fairly significant um, room to move option around gunning for a location and then jumping out. The only thing you need to worry about re jumps, which is the most important thing, is jumps are impacted by gravity wells. So if you
Hmm.
try and jump out too close to a gravity well, that could be
It won't
bad.
work.
The ship could end up inside
Mm.
out. The usual problems apply. So most people make sure they don't jump within 100 diameters of a large object because that ends badly.
Yeah,
So what happens when you jump
yeah,
into systems is you often spend as much time getting to the planet as you did jumping between the systems themselves.
yeah, because you got to impulse drive out to a safe jump spot. That makes sense.
Yeah. And usually that's get to the edge of the solar system so that you're right out of the way of everything.
Yep.
And all of our communication is like slower than light.
Letters, basically.
Yeah, so the way communication between systems works in the Imperium is data packets are exchanged with ships. The ship jumps into new space, and assuming that it's just doing what it's meant to, like it's not trying to hide its presence or anything like that, it just broadcasts the data package that it's carrying. So the way,
Mm.
so there are dedicated sort of
Only
express
express ships.
yeah, there are dedicated express ships, which are run by the Scout Service actually, that have jump six capability. They're basically pilot, big fat engine, lots of fuel, jump as far as you can, ship. They don't
Yeah.
even have, they have like 1G movement, so they don't travel very fast. So they deliver messages rapidly down these lines of communication. And then what happens is if that arrives in a system, it'll broadcast the information. The Scout Service itself will pick it up and possibly hand it on to the next jump express boat that's going to jump to the next six jump
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
But it
That's
broadcasts the
awesome.
information, and if you've got merchant ships in nearby vicinity, they'll pick up that information. And thus, you can imagine the way information moving through the Imperium is a little bit. There are these train lines, if you will, going through the
Yeah.
Imperium that people are on. And if you're on the train line, you get information way faster than everyone else. And then what happens is the information lands at that node and then disseminates out from there at the speed of the fastest ship leaving that space to
Yeah.
the next point. So if it's a jump
Yeah.
one ship, it'll go 1 parsec. If it's a jump three ship, it'll go 3 parsecs. And interestingly, that means that information can flow backwards and forwards because, say, there's only one merchant ship in the system, it jumps three, and say there's like a planet between those 2 points. Well, it's not going to hear the latest news
Mm.
until someone picks up that information packet and brings it to them because there's no other
So
way for it
that.
to get there. So I'll show you the
Yeah.
Gleason subsector, which is where you guys are starting, to give you a sense of that. It should pop up. Oh, yeah, it's a bit small. Sorry about that. So you guys are in Glisten. This is the capital. The green lines represent those sort of train lines going in and out, the routes that are commonly used by ships. Um, Planets with systems with green borders are basically open travel. Systems with orange borders usually have indications of risk. I don't think there's any red. There's no interdicted systems in the Glisten subsector. So what that means, there are amber and then there's reds. Reds mean you're not allowed to go there, you're breaching imperial law. Ambers mean go there at your own risk or adhere to certain specific rules that you have to attend to.
That map
I don't see anything.
is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, are you guys not able to
That
see
sucks because I don't see it at all. Well, no, everyone
can.
seems to be able to, but me.
Oh, okay, good.
It's probably some bullshit.
If you want to go and do what Nick did, which is get lost in the Imperial maps,
Yeah, I'm just going to throw it into chat. Give me a second.
there is a
Throwing
link
it
to the completely amazing Traveller map location.
There you go.
That lets you navigate to
I see it. Yeah.
everything. It's cool as hell, and it you can actually hover over a planet. It's amazing.
Dude, it's got a drop down. It actually tells you, what kind of society is, and then it has like a generate world map. That's fucking insane.
That's
I played
cool.
with that. It was very cool. So you so that's how information travels through the Imperium. What are the other things you might need to know?
Sorry, I have one question because I sort of knew that bit is we just use laser casting, so basically communication within system is
At the speed
flow
of
of
light.
or at speed of light.
Yep. Yep, that's right. So information traveling within a system travels at information can travel at the speed of light.
Yep.
There are no
Which isn't very fast.
Which isn't very fast when
No,
you're
it's
in
fucking slow.
Empire. So
It's absurd.
From roughly where you are to the center of the Imperium is around about 40 weeks of travel on the fastest ship you can use. So an Xbox, an express boat that message will take 40 weeks to get to the capital and back, and then another 40 weeks to come back.
Yeah.
So the Imperium is highly balkanized, and that's how I intend to play it.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone's signed up to the Imperium. Everyone loves the Emperor. They knew who he was. Emperors die before some people hear that they were, born.
Yeah, but this is like this is like Age of Sail stuff. What's happening over in Europe? And I'm in America. Like you find out in a year.
Yeah,
Totally normal.
And tech works, and so there's no ubiquity of tech either. So what that means is there's no one technology level for the Imperium. The maximum technology level for the Imperium is TL-15, so that's Imperial Navy flying the Imperial flag. There are planets within the systems that operate at a higher tech level or a lower tech level. You guys are operating at TL-12/TL-13, which is below the Imperium's maximum, but is probably representative of what the majority of the Imperium has on a day-to-day basis as technology for the people who are at the, sort of sciencey end of that conversation. Someone's found the dice pool.
No, I'm testing it out. And I'm testing it out because for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. My shit doesn't work. So I'm just testing it. You can see it. I don't know what
Definitely
I rolled.
Can see it. And
yeah, dude, there's something wrong with your. What browser are you using?
It's probably because I'm using Safari. That's probably it.
I'll do it.
It's always
browser.
It works best on Chrome.
It does.
Yeah, fuck Chrome.
On Firefox.
Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Yeah.
You did.
Oh, Firefox,
That's cool.
good call. I'll install that.
Yeah.
It works okay on Firefox. Works best on Chrome. I don't know why, considering they're supposed to be the same engine. Safari, I haven't had much luck with Safari.
I hear you.
All right. So you're in the Imperium. The Imperium is a balkanized set of effectively duchies operating large sectors. So you're in the Spinwood Marches, which is a sector comprised of approximately 12 subsectors. I think it might be 12 or 16. Actually, I can check that. I can actually.
I think.
Yeah, I've got it here.
It's 16 off the top
It's
of my head.
16. Yeah. So each sector is approximately 16, give or take. You're in the Spinwood Marches. The funny thing is, you're at the edge that points closest to the centre of the empire. So yay. You're not at the far waving edge on the other side. Duchies operate broadly independently. There are 3 arms of Imperial service that, in effect, maintain the Imperium on a broader sense of the word. The first of those, and by far the most important, is the Imperial Navy, which controls TL-15 technology warships and makes sure that people who think to themselves, I'm a long way from the centre of the Empire, perhaps I would do a better job of running this place than the Emperor. They're there to sort that problem out, and also all of the other folk around the Imperium who'd like a bit of a chunk of it for their very own. The second Imperial service of significant relevance is the Scout Service, who maintain an ongoing obligation to explore and research and also run the X-Boat network. That obviously connects the Imperium. The third service, to which you are not members either, is effectively the Imperial bureaucracy. So this is the sort of administrative arm of the Imperium that seeks to keep the core business of the Imperium running at a process. The best way to imagine the Imperium is it is a free trade centric federated series of states working under the aegis of a single emperor. Now, you guys actually belong to a subsection of the Scout Service. So the Imperial Agency is part of the Scout Service. It's the one where the spies come from. The agency is tasked with a fairly broad remit. That is, it can do pretty much what it wants. However, that activity must be in the service of maintaining the integrity of the Imperium and treating with external threats to the Imperium. So it's the sort of, all threats, domestic and foreign kind of line. It is not a police service. That is not its job. And it is also reasonably secretive because, in part, you do bad things and people like people who do bad things not to be public knowledge. 2, noting the reference to balkanization, you may find yourself at odds with other parts of the Imperial bureaucracy, Navy or Scout Service frequently. Because you are operating, you each write to your commanders, it takes 40 weeks for the commander to, the ultimate high authority to come back to you and say, no, I want you to do this, not that. That's a 2-year, that's a 2-year question. Now, you can obviously seek local support, but then what happens frequently, particularly if the other side being, say, the Imperial Navy, they go to their local commander who says, no, you're doing the right thing. You go to yours who says you're doing the right thing, and we still have a problem. So, that's enough of a background. I don't think there's much else we need to worry about. Like I said, you're starting out in the Glisten subsector. You're actually located at Glisten. I'm pointing at it, and then I'm over here. Good old beautiful Glisten, which is a fine planet of high technology status. Actually, it's tech level. What is its tech level? Oh, that's right. I have to read the goddamn stat box. Okay, that's not happening today. Cool.
There's advanced.
Yeah. It's going to give me... yeah, I can just open it up. Okay, awesome.
There we go. I just installed Firefox. Now I can see everything.
Now you can see everything. Win. Okay, so Glisten is part of the Imperium, self-evidently. It joined the Imperium about 400 or so years ago. Closer to 1105. My apologies. It has tech level. What is its tech level? Where does that get rid of?
F.
So 15.
Okay.
So So the highest tech level you can have, and still be part of the Imperium.
Oh yeah, technical Imperial maximum.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yes, and it has an A-class starport, subject to a cluster of asteroids. The port is known as belt port. Okay, cool. So it's high port. It doesn't have a high port or a low port. It actually uses a cluster of asteroids as its high port, and then you can, if you don't have a atmospheric capable ship, then come down from there. But for now,
Gotcha.
you guys don't need to worry about that. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to do, there is a package of skills that I'd like to distribute amongst you, and it's basically your choice what you do with them. And I wrote them. Oh no, that's right. Where is Traveller Mongoose? There it is. Oh no, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Skills and tasks, character creation, package for skills, package.
If it helps, you can post them on the 3rd of September.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you though, if, like I was gonna give you guys a bit more. Like I felt like that was back then, but now that there's 2 more of you,
All good.
I think we can be a little bit more sort of. What do you guys want the skill package to be? So the way skill packages work is they're kind of meant to round out your characters just to make sure that you don't have a fundamental gap in skills that you need to do the job that you've decided you're doing. And it's not under skills. Okay, so it's probably
It's the skill packages, if I remember rightly, they're at the end of character generation.
yeah. That's just where I've gone. So actually, why don't I do that and then scroll up? Genius. Prisoner, post-career education. Do you want to be a Varga? Do you want to be an Aslan? Here they are. Yes, okay. Alright, so the packages are the Traveller skill package, which is an all-round skill package, good for a campaign where the Travellers are trading one week and blowing things up the next. The Explorer skill package, a campaign where Travellers are operating the fringes of charted space, dealing with new worlds and ancient relics. Mercenary skill package, guess what that one's all about. Diplomat skill package, a campaign where Travellers are government operatives and ambassadors. Traders, so you can go and sell stuff and operate your ship. Investigators, so you can do a bunch of investigating. Starship skill package, which is the one I'd actually picked for you, but happy to flip it out, which is the campaign where the Travellers will spend almost all their time in a spaceship, which won't be the case for you guys. So to be clear, you are not spending all your time on a spaceship. And then criminal skill package, the last one, because crime involving crimes and elaborate heists, but that won't be. We won't be doing that.
I'm surprised you kept reading past.
Say so.
What? Sorry, I'm surprised that I kept on reading past
Mercenary.
Yeah, well, look, you know. I mean, the thing is, your gun nuts have already got good enough gun skills that they probably don't need.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's, gun combat 1. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, any thoughts, folk, about which one you like the sound of?
Well, I think the ancient one sounds interesting.
The Explorer.
Are you inferring that a game that's literally called Secret of the Ancients might?
Sorry, that didn't translate. What was I? It was. What? Sorry, it broke down.
Yeah. All right.
There's the other one that stood out to me.
Explorers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Dan,
I'm in.
Are you good with Explorers?
Yeah, sure. Just one question though, just on that note.
Yeah.
So if I've got gun combat in lasers, does that mean that if I can take that gun combat one and apply it to a different kind of gun combat?
It does. That is exactly what
Cool.
it means. Yes. You can be a slug guy as well as a laser guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or laser person. Or laser soft. If you
But the
Fish.
ones that don't have things like stealth, I'd gain nothing effectively
Correct.
if I've already got a one in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the Explorer skill package for those following at home, which some people are obviously, is on page 50. But it is comprised of Astrogation 1, Electronics 1, Gone Combat 1, Medic 1, Pilot 1, Recon 1, Stealth 1, and Survival 1. And basically the way it works is I just read them out and each of you gets one of the skills and then we go around again. So
Yeah, that's fine.
so are we doing explorers for campaigns where travellers are operating
Yeah,
in
let's
fringe
do
of
it.
charted space and
Let's
dealing
do
with
it.
new worlds and ancient relics? All right, awesome. Okay, anyone have astrogation 1 or better already? And 2, anyone else want to be the backup astrogator? How many people have got astrogation, actually? There's a good way to ask that question.
I've got it at 0.
0?
I
Okay,
got
so this
0.
would actually improve your astrogation. It would actually take it up to 1.
I don't even have it on the list.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
on your
have
skills sheet, top one.
Yeah.
All right, so
Interesting. I have it at 0. That's the same as not having it, except I can see it.
Well, no, it means you
No,
can roll with no penalty.
Got it. It's
So if
like
you don't
trained.
have the
If you
skill,
don't-
you roll at -3,
Yeah. So I've got Jack of all trades at 0.
which
Yeah, me
oh,
too.
that's
Yeah.
not much use.
No.
You actually need Jack of all trades at 1 to get it to be useful.
I'll have it at 0
Okay.
too. It probably just means, Nick, that we are able to
Yeah.
learn that with our
Yes.
It was there when I got here, so I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, same.
What happens? Jack of all trades doesn't work like other skills, but it does affect all the other skills. So it's on there
Yep.
by default.
Ah.
Mhm.
So
Exactly
as,
what
you,
happens
as you
is-
improve JOT, you reduce that negative by 1. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you've got level 1 in Jote, then your negative modifiers for using an unskilled skill go down by 1.
So basically,
So there's
you
not-
wanted it at 3, basically, and then every skill is yours
At 0.
at 0.
At 0.
Yes.
And it
Yeah,
can only
cool.
take you to 0. All right, so astrogation 1 didn't get an answer. Who wants it?
Well, I wonder, Thomas, not to derail you further. I actually don't know what set of characters we've got. Like, is it worth a quick intro?
Oh,
of
that's
all
a
the characters?
fine. Yes, we did do the intros, and then I thought we would do that,
Okay.
but it's that sort of day. All right, so Brendan, since you volunteered, do you want to give us a quick intro to your character and indeed what they're good at?
So I am Antos. I am an Imperial agent already, which presumably means I'm some kind of double Imperial agent as we join our little crew getting assigned to go and explore space.
Yeah.
I am intelligent and educated, not particularly strong, dexterous, or endurable. I have like a pistol and a spacesuit and that kind of stuff. But I'm more along the flavor of an agent. And then in terms of this was a conversation, I think not everybody had joined yet. But in terms of shopping, I've got 2 possible lists, depending on whether or not we've got somebody else with tech already. So my thinking was I'd either go down the route of a computer implanted in the back of my skull and get, security and decryption and whatever the hacking one is called, and all of that kind of stuff. But if we've already got somebody who's doing that or something similar to that, then I will beef up my armor and go a bit more of the Jason Bourne special agent flavor. So it's me.
Nice.
I'm a human.
I'll go next. I am a space dolphin. I have a fully customized battle armor for space dolphins that hovers and shit. So I'm a belter from the Imperial system, entered the Imperial Academy for Marines, graduated with honors, led multiple combat rounds, was severely injured, but reached the rank of captain. And I'm very good at tactics. Basically, my exosuit allows me to wield weapons. and most of my voice comes through a translator, which every so often doesn't really translate Dolphin too well. But you get the gist if I give you like fucking side eye. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. And then I think basically I think got injured, wasn't able to continue with the Marines, and now I'm just fucking floating around working for the Imperium.
Yep. All right.
Wait,
Next.
I'll jump in quick. Yeah, I'll jump in. I'm Special Agent Razko. Special Agent is not a title; it's something I've called myself. I'm really just an Imperial scout. I grew up on a fairly large system, the Homeworld system, but I wasn't very well to do. A bit of a street urchin, one would say. So I kind of started my life sneaking around places, looking at my character notes. I'm not saying I was ever arrested, and I'm definitely saying I was never convicted of a crime. But my sort of goals, my focus in life is stealth, and I'm good with slug long arm rifles. A little bit of astro. I don't have astrogation, but I can pilot a small craft. So I'm fairly flexible, and I'm currently taking a break from some of the more kind of pinpoint removal services that I was initially hired on, and now I'm on the courier service to kind of spread my knowledge and gaining. I'm just kind of learning how to do things, but I may occasionally get a call to clean up a little spot of trouble here or there, as it is.
And importantly, you can speak Varga.
Yes, I can speak that.
Which is the beautiful lead into you, Dave.
Yep. I'm playing Kush, who's a Varga, who doesn't speak Varga, incidentally.
I love it.
He never picked it up. He was a belter turned small-time common criminal who had an encounter with some serious ancient tech after he got out of prison, and that was his road to Damascus moment. And now he's something of a minor holy man, or at least he likes to think he is. Totally not criminal at all.
Me too. I'm totally not criminal too. It's great.
But you can, I suppose, you can take the criminal out of the Varga, but
so I would
really
talk
can't.
to you. I would speak to you in Varga, and you just kind of turn your snout and look at me and like, "The fuck are you saying, man?"
Well, I turn my head.
It's like really awkward Kool-Aid moment where you're like super stoked to try out Varga, and you start saying,
"Yeah, like your accent is terrible."
And I turn back and go like, "Are you taking the piss?"
Well, does that mean that you do you go along and pretend that you can speak Varga? Is my question.
No, not really. He grew up in an Imperial Varga community, and sometimes they don't speak Varga. They speak Anglic, like
that's fair. Yeah,
like all civilized people.
And yeah, so yeah, he became something of a holy man. He's a member of the Church of the Chosen Ones, who believe that the ancients they sort of saw humanity as a moldable tool that they could have used for all sorts of interesting things. So they transplanted humans everywhere, but the ancients saw the Varga, who were just then basically wolves, and went, "Oh, okay,
yeah.
There's something special about you," and they specifically uplifted Varga.
Nice.
So the whole drive of that of the religion is that the Varga were chosen by the ancients, and he became a reclusive holy man, and then for his sins got drafted back to assist the Imperium. Well, yeah, pretty much drafted. He got press ganged into it, thanks to his
volunteered.
Volunteered, yeah, exactly.
Well, part of my in some of my previous missions, I was infiltrating Confederacy worlds, and my highest skill is in fact the Varga language. So, Razko, you and I can talk over the top of Kush.
Yes, which is really awkward and weird. Is it kind of appropriative?
I feel like there's going to be a lot of cultural misappropriation happening on.
That is
I don't even have fangs. It's hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yes, you can speak Varga really well. That's gold standard. All right, and Dan.
Yep, so I'm playing Stel Clank Armand. Everyone calls me Clank. I was a member of the Imperial Marines started off in the academy and worked my way up. At one point, I had a life event where I was part of an assault on an enemy fortress. Lost a lot of my friends. I was desperately trying to repair some necessary equipment in the middle of a massive gunfight and just watch people die all around me. And as a result, left the Marines and joined the Scouts. And right off the bat, managed to discover a brand new world. That was important. And since then, I've been like, well, I feel like I've already kind of seen what the Scouts can do for me, and hence I'm looking at a new challenge.
Nice.
All right, so
And
with all
human.
okay, so astrogation 1. Sorry, I couldn't resist the opportunity.
So, yeah, despite being a scout, I don't have astrogation, but I feel like there's other skills I'd rather
Okay,
get.
so one of you needs to have astrogation. It's really
I can take it. I've got pilot smallcraft and pilot spacecraft, so it makes sense that I.
It would actually
no?
be better for the pilot to not be the astrogator.
I'll do it.
Well. So Astro says navigator, right? That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
for the,
Yeah.
for the dummies. in
That's
the
why I
room.
thought it would make sense. But if it's overlapping, like if I have to roll 20 rolls to do the same thing, then no, we don't want it.
Well, just based on all those characters, I'll go with the version of me with the computer in my brain, more infiltrator than
That's cool.
than gunner, and so astrogation probably makes a heap of sense for me
Yeah, that's cool.
on that
Yep.
basis.
All right, so you are the calculator of vectors on the entry to the jump point, so that you can come out at the right point.
Cool.
Starman Jones shit. Okay, so, wow, how many of you read Highlines, Starman Jones? That's an interesting question. That's a pretty old book. Anyway, okay, Electronics 1.
I'll take electronics. I've got 3 in comms. So, which one would be better for me to get? Remote ops or sensors?
I have sensors 1, comms 1. I don't have remote ops at all, so I guess it's free.
I've got computers 1.
So I'll grab remote ops.
Okay.
Done.
Cool. So that's 2 of you. So gun combat 1 is the third one.
So I have that in spades.
I've gun combat slug long arm 2.
It doesn't.
I've got 0.
Yeah. So Kush could take it. Kush doesn't have any. Kush isn't particularly skilled at gun combat. And
I'll
considering
take
your
that in
dex,
laser. Yeah.
1 point of gun combat would make you pretty good at gun combat.
Would.
Yes, because the Varg.
Nick, can you drop your name in the chat? In the name thing? Sorry, ignore me, everyone.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Your name.
My name is Orcus Magnificus. Orcs for short.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. That's sorry. I thought you were just playing too much Baldur's Gate 3. Ignore me.
How is that possible? Anyway,
I see what you did there.
yeah, see.
The Mac version finally drops tomorrow. Just putting that
I
out
know.
there.
I'm waiting for it. I can't fucking play
I can't tell you how disappointed. I had to go on a week long fucking city jumping. So I spent ages downloading it to my Mac, and then when I turned it on, when I got down there, it loaded into the fucking alpha, and I went,
Yeah. All right. No distraction. No distraction.
Sorry.
All
But yes, we all
Medic
feel the
1,
pain.
Medic
We all
1,
feel the pain.
Medic 1. Medic
Oh,
1. Medic 1.
I could take that one.
If you don't have the skill at all, you can't take the one,
No, you
right?
can. Yeah.
It's more if you have the skill, it won't do anything for you.
Yeah,
But
if you have a skill of above of 1 or more, it makes no difference.
Oh, obviously.
Since
Well,
I'm really
go
good
for
at
it, Orcs.
cutting people up, I got.
Yeah, I'm good at shooting people. I never get over there to stitch
No,
them back up.
I'm also good with using a blade.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm only good
Alright,
at shooting people.
So you do remote surgery
Yeah, grab
through
it.
the Waldo arms. I love it.
That's
Alright.
right.
Pilot
Oh
one.
my god, that's amazing.
Pilot one. Pilot one.
I have.
I already got it.
I've got small craft one, but given that I've got one in recon, survival, and stealth,
Yeah.
that might be a. If I'm going to take anything else, that would be it.
Okay. Anyone got a complaint with the priest driving the
fine.
plane when no one else is driving the plane?
As long as he doesn't fly into the black hole, I'm good.
Okay.
No guarantees.
None whatsoever.
Where my faith takes me.
We wouldn't even notice. Time slows down.
So that was pilot one. So are you taking spacecraft? So are you actually going to be
I
the
think I
second?
will. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Kush
copy
is gonna
two
grab it.
spacecraft pilots. That's useful.
Yep.
Recon one.
Um,
Sneaking up on.
I should
well,
probably.
like
I-
actually.
have
I've got recon one.
I've got stealth as 0, so I could take it if nobody else has got better stealth.
Is. Have you got recon? I've got stealth 2 and recon 1, so it's no use.
I don't have recon, and I've got stealth as 0.
Okay, cool. Go for it. Yep. Yeah, grab recon.
But would that be better? Like, I don't know what recon uses. Like, if somebody's got like my dex is 8 by the looks of it. Is that? I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's not
I'm just
terrible,
clicking
but
to
it's
see.
not great.
It's slightly better than average.
Yeah.
You're not
So
getting any
if
bonuses
somebody
from
wants
it.
to,
That's the main thing to know.
yeah. So someone else might get if someone else with a high. I'm assuming
But
recon is
doesn't-
dex, but
No, recon does not. I don't think recon uses dex. I'm pretty
It'll be
sure
intelligence.
Recon is intelligence. Yep, that's exactly where I was going.
well, also shit for me, by the way.
okay.
So
Have
Well,
we
I mean,
already
you're a giant dolphin, so that's fun.
have we already done a lap? I already took
yeah,
one. But that,
we have. Yes, we have. So
Okay,
it's the
so
second
yeah,
round.
that probably makes sense for me.
It does.
The recon.
Recon 1 would make a lot of sense for you, particularly if you don't have it.
Yep. I'll take that.
Stealth 1 and then Survival 1.
I have stealth 2, so it's no use. I have survival 0, so survival would be useful for me.
Yep, and would work for a scout.
and I'll take stealth if no one else wants it because that will pop me up to 1.
Cool. I'll put survival to 1.
Alright. Awesome. Explorer package done. Okay, so you...
Let's explore.
Okay, so are people okay if we roll on to the start of the adventure? Are there any
Mhm,
bits?
yep.
of
Cool.
text?
Just
So,
quickly clarify, how much money do we start with, like at character creation, if we don't get any
so
from
I've
our
just
first
given
ring
you
out?
like 60k.
Okay, cool.
Oh, as a group, right? Because I got 0 in my
No,
finances
no.
tab.
You have a look at your character sheet.
I am looking at my character sheet.
Have a look. Open the inventory tab.
Finances. Oh, I'm sorry. I went to finances.
But like
No, inventory, I just have weapons, armor.
Yeah, so I've already
That's it.
spent your money.
Oh, I see. Thanks, Dad.
No, you've got 60k on top of that, but you've already got like
Oh, that's cool.
Polycarpus.
I got
armor.
a rifle and I got polycarpus armor. I'm
You've
happy.
also got a monofilament garrote. Not that I expect you to use it, but it's there for fun.
Hey, we don't talk about that.
I did try and think about buying that for the Waldo arm, but I figured that's probably a little bit.
We don't talk about it. Oh my god, that's wild.
And you have a Meson long
Where's
range
Waldo?
communicator. So
Where's Waldo?
it can literally punch through anything, and it's got a range of 50,000 kilometers. It sounds like a lot, but you're in space. All right, so
That's amazing. No, I'll be back in the.
you are on Glisten, this technological paradise. You have recently completed a mission on behalf of the Imperial Agency. Sometimes you get random shit. Sometimes you choose what random shit you do. And you are mostly secret, right? So so you're in this you're in this reasonably big apartment. You're relaxing. You're taking your time. There's a knock on the door.
I through my thing.
I stealth behind the door.
Somebody at the door.
We're all
Somebody
standing
at the door.
behind the door.
So you're in. I'm going to assume you're actually
Not me.
in the port, in the starport. So you're actually in this rosette of asteroids that are kind of all being pushed together to create this rosette, and then the rosette's kind of hovering above the planet, effectively. So they're hollowed out asteroids. So you're in this.
Right,
so you can float. Is kind of the point, yeah.
I float over,
Mm-hmm.
and I fucking put my little Waldo arm camera up to the viewport. I assume there's some sort of viewport.
Yep.
See who's out there.
Well, no, there's a screen, and you can press a button and see.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You know, who's on the outside of the door. Okay, there's a reasonably nondescript human. They don't look particularly special. They're wearing the clothing of one of the many courier companies that operates in Glisten, or on Glisten. They're wearing, the sort of magnetized boots that allow them to stand in basically what is effectively 0G. And they've got in their hands what looks like a briefcase. It's a bit higher tech than a briefcase, but it's a briefcase for all intents and purposes.
All right, who's there?
I have a delivery, and they hold up the case.
I fucking try not to rip the door off with my Waldo arm.
Well, you can just press the button.
I'll put my
that makes
gun
it
away.
Slide if you want. But your other
I'm a
option is
Marine.
indeed to grab
Door's
both.
fucking open, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
No, I press the button.
You press the button. Okay, that's lucky. So press the button.
Yeah,
Marines
no,
don't open the doors. The doors, the walls open for
Doors
Marines.
open for Marines, yeah.
Yep.
Doors are for people who don't have imagination.
That's right.
Okay. The door opens. It's a reasonably high-tech, secure-looking case. There's nothing particularly special about it. He's looking at you going, he's clearly never seen a sentient dolphin before.
I got something in my hair.
No.
I'll take the case. I have two hands. I don't want to flaunt my prehensile hands and opposable thumbs, but I am. I'll take the case.
Right, okay. Sure. And he passes the case to you, giving a very strong side eye to the weird alien that he's never met before. So it's clearly an alien from some other
Eyes front,
There's
soldier.
something in my teeth.
The case is passed. He waits for a second. Do you tip him?
Tip him.
He was.
It's
waiting.
America,
I
right?
tip my hat. I tip my hat at him.
Fucking Waldo
You
arm.
try to pick a coin with your Waldo arm. You're just
No, it's a fucking
dropping.
credit chip. What are you, some sort of primitive? Christ.
It's a tip. What?
It'll be a fucking credit chip. He puts out his fucking thing. I tip him a hunch.
Thank you. And he goes. He nods to both of you and then leaves very quickly. Okay.
He was weird.
That's weird.
Thank you for noticing two things.
So the case is, the best way to imagine the case is if you've seen those old school, what were they, Panasonics, whatever they were. Do you guys remember Tuck Books? So
Books, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so cool. So it's basically about the size of a briefcase. It's got all these clip locks on it. It's heavy duty. There's like a real sort of ceramic plate kind of feel about the whole case. So it's clearly intended to handle reasonably rough conditions undamaged.
Is this a normal way that we might get orders, or is this completely bizarre?
It's a bit bizarre.
It doesn't feel weird.
You would normally get orders via an electronic message. So, but it is possible that information could be travelling in the case in a highly secure way.
So noting I just decided that I've got a computer in my brain and intrusion and all of that stuff. Can I tell anything about this case before we just open it?
Okay, so you can make a. What do you want to do to it? Like, are you just checking it out visually, or?
Well, has it got any ports or anything on it? It's just like a sealed briefcase, right?
Yeah, but it's got a
Is it-
little keypad on it.
Can I detect any signals coming off it?
No. As a matter of fact, when you try, you can tell that the material the case is made from explicitly is intended to block signals.
And so the keypad is like a 9-digit lock business
It's an alphanumeric pad.
with the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I press a button
Okay.
at random.
The moment you press the button, the screen lights up. Instead of the keypad that you would normally expect to see, you see sort of a series of words spool out on the screen, which is figure it out. And then, do you have a communicator? We'll assume you do.
Yeah.
You get, when that happens, on your communicator, a string of alphanumeric symbols appears.
Yeah, right.
And then the screen goes to an alphanumeric keypad.
So just for general information, my communicator is the computer implanted in my brain, which is running the second level security stuff. As in security being to prevent stuff
So
getting.
it's being projected into your brain. Can we
Yeah.
tell, like, by your eyes that you're just kind of like...
Can you see the numbers scrolling across his iris? Is that the question? No. Okay.
the Matrix drip raining
Yeah.
digits.
Raining digits. No.
I'll tell the group, right? Like, I think I just saw a code was communicated to me. It shouldn't have been able to get to my computer that easily.
Yep.
Get through my comm that easily.
Mm-hmm.
Should I plug it in the briefcase?
Yeah, like it.
Absolutely.
I'm
What
shocked.
could possibly go wrong?
I start plugging it in
I go to the kitchen.
Yeah, I'll be waiting in the next room.
Yeah.
Searching for backup entry devices, just in case.
I'm just hiding behind this blast-proof shielding. Nothing. Please continue.
I start plugging the code in, keeping my eyes peeled and my digital eyes peeled for anything I might be able to respond to before I get
Blown
murdered.
across the room.
Yep.
Possible scenario. Yep. So the case springs, opens with this very slow hissing sound. So, like hydraulics are being deployed. The case is open. And the first thing you realise is your initial suspicion around, your initial attempt to sort of detect signals was spot on. So this is what is called a Usura case. So Ashura are a company operating out of the Villani part of the Empire. So these were the original humans who ran the first of the three. So this is the third Imperium. So the first Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
They are pretty famous for being pretty bureaucratic. Most humans of the Imperium are descendants of some degree of Villani-Soleimani mix. There are other humans, as already noted. There's about 100 different flavours of humans scattered around all of known space, as it were. But the Villani are the biggest population group by a country mile. You guys are descendants mostly of Villani, would be the simple way to put it. So, Usura case... basically, these guys make these sort of super, sort of hard to penetrate with anything cases. So they present as just a pretty standard briefcase, effectively, but then inside them they can contain anything, and they're meant to block sensors and other things. People use them to smuggle things through security when they don't want security to know what they're smuggling.
Of course.
Inside the case are...
Especially all those occasions when people smuggle stuff they want security to know about.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
This isn't that type of security.
Yeah. Hey guys, this case is impenetrable to security scan, so don't look inside. I'm just
Don't look
letting you know.
inside. Alright, so inside are the following things. there's what looks like some sort of revolver, but the barrel is configured as a laser. So it's literally got a spinning barrel. It's got cartridges in a box next to it, which look very similar to sort of shotgun style cartridges. So you can imagine the revolver's quite big. There's these things that slot into the revolver case, and then you can spin it around. And then there's some scientific sample cases and a handwritten note.
What's the note say?
The note says, the gun is just to get your attention, and well, I think they found something and it's big. I need you to come and get me, and we'll slip some more of this stuff out when we leave. Look for a scout ship called the Garnet. Her skipper is Bernadetta Khalid. She can tell you where I am. She'll want identification. Tell her about the thing. Tell her about that time we did that thing. Don't hang around. I'm getting scared. Sorrel. Okay, so Sorrel, the name.
Whose ex-girlfriend is this?
Yeah, exactly. It's actually a dolphin, mate. I don't want to bring it to your attention, but anyway, no. So Sorrel is not an operative of the agency. You encountered her some missions ago. She basically is an archaeologist. She specializes in ancients sites and ancients technology. As far as she's concerned, you were a bunch of effectively smugglers who were looking to score a sort of some money of selling ancient artifacts, and so that was how you treated with her.
Well.
Right. So, where did she go last? We were talking about. Were we going to arrest her last time, or do we let her go?
You let her go.
Oh.
She doesn't know who you are. She doesn't know you're Imperial.
No. But our edict is to protect the Imperium, maintain stability.
Yeah, but
right.
Not
so
the,
we
not
obviously decided that she wasn't a threat.
Correct. She wasn't going to bring down.
Sure. But I mean, if she's but if she's found some exploring stuff, that's a big deal. That could be a threat to the Imperium. Plus, it's interesting and fun, and we should probably check it out, right?
Yeah.
So there are these cases
floating fish.
So inside the case itself, there was the weird gun with the cartridges, and there were these cases, these little boxes. They're clearly sample boxes. They're set up as little sample boxes.
Are we all there together?
Yep, you're all there.
Could I?
Yeah, it's, we're in our break room, right? We're hanging out.
Could I investigate the shells? See if there's anything unusual about them. Would there be a mechanics roll?
What was it that you wanted to investigate? Sorry.
The shotgun shells. You mentioned they had some shells in there.
You can definitely have a look. It is. I'll let it be mechanics. That seems pretty legit. So go for it.
All right. Sorry, just finding my sheet.
Can we just click on it to do rolls, or do we have to?
Yeah, you can just click on the skill.
Can we not shoot the special laser gun?
No. Don't shoot. We're not shooting nothing.
No, trying to work out how it works.
Oh, very nice.
Boy. These voice of reason.
Shoot them.
So
That's impressive.
Maybe
that is impressive.
Maybe you do. So you're tinkering around with these little cartridges, trying to work out what they are.
Picks it up his nose.
Because it's kind of weird, right? Like, they're weird. Yeah. And what you realise, and you work this out because it goes off in your hand, is these are like little micro batteries that discharge all of their charge in a single hit.
Okay, so like a
taser
EMP round. EMP round. Non-lethal, as we call it in New South Wales.
Okay,
So they
Hashtag too soon.
so you're dicking around with it, and it explodes in your hand. I mean, it causes you a bit of, damage, but nothing particularly amazing. So we'll just
It's a zap, right? Yeah.
It's a zap, but basically, well, it's more than a zap, actually. No, actually, you know what?
Yeah, but it's like he's been tased.
I'm
You
going to do
stick
you
the
damage.
battery on your tongue.
I'm going to do
Yeah,
you damage.
yeah. Good old battery time. Oh fuck!
Okay, so it explodes in your hand, doing you 4 points of damage.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Well, you did roll double.
Yes.
I mean, you rolled 2 ones. Yeah, it's hard to fuck it up more than that.
So where do I apply that to? Sorry.
You apply that to endurance.
Cool. So I put a 4 there. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I see. The damage bit is the bottom part. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So your stats. If and any 3 of those are maxed, you're dead, right?
No. You can take. It takes all 3 for you to die.
Yeah, strength, dex, and endurance.
Yeah. All
If you
3
take
have to
2,
be
you're
maxed.
unconscious.
Yep. And got it.
All right. So it explodes in your hand, discharges all of its energy in your hand. You now know how the rounds work, though. So the way this gun works, you think, is it's cartridges of energy, and it fires a laser. So it's like a little supercapacitor or something. You plug it in, it releases all the energy, which allows you to shoot a laser beam. I guess the value of this is you don't have a little laser pack little battery pack that you carry with your laser. Like the laser
the ammo itself,
it's completely free-handed. But man, it's a lot for what is basically still just a laser pistol.
I might take a closer look at the pistol itself.
Yeah.
Just to determine if it's firing at a particular wavelength.
Okay.
Oh, it's fancy.
See if there's anything special with the gun.
So now you pick it up and you're like, my eye.
It is. So make a.
I can make a gun combat laser with intelligence.
Go for it.
With that,
Yep, that'll do.
because it's a good way to show off the game system.
Yeah.
You can do
very
things like this.
So, yep, a 9, no problems. All right, so you actually recognise the weapon. This is a light beam, LITEBEAMGL heavy laser pistol. For those who are playing along in the laser space, it does 46 plus 1 and has a range of 35. So it's actually a reasonably...
That's insane.
It's a reasonably decent...
What level tech is this?
13.
Okay.
So... If you have laser pistol as a skill, energy weapon, sidearm, not long arm...
No, man, I'm a slug boy.
I do. Attach it to the Waldo.
Have you got sidearm or long arm?
Gun combat, energy short arm, energy long arm.
Okay, fair enough. Yep, you
Nice.
can be one of the people who can use the laser pistol. So yeah, it's they're not cheap. They're 15,000 credits, and there's
Per bullet? Per bullet?
No, for the gun.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
The bullets are
So I suppose
That was wild.
pretty cheap.
question I'm trying to think about is this person is a smuggler in ancient artifacts or the things.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the gun grab our attention? Like, this looks like a Imperial weapon, but is that it? I know I'm kind of being outside my character's
No, it's a really important question.
brain space, but like, we're level 15, right? And that's where our weapon, that's Imperial
Well,
only.
you guys are actually mostly 12 and 13.
Right, so this is more, this is
pretty
higher
high
than our tech, right?
It's
So
about-
what is a
yes.
smuggler doing?
It's the peak of your tech, yeah.
Yeah, so this is tech that they shouldn't have. So it's now definitely something we investigate.
Yeah.
And it's not archaeology. To your point, it's not ancient.
No, the gun is not ancient.
like the
I
is-
will.
gun was
Yeah.
just to get your attention. There's more where this came from, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what she said?
Yep.
Yeah, so it could be just weapons, contraband weapon smuggling,
Yep.
which is still very much in our fucking purview of shit we need to blow up. I mean, sort.
Hells yeah.
Okay, so there's also the sample boxes. There are these boxes in the case.
Dude, I have flippers, right? I have flippers and Waldo arms, right? You fucking deal with it, people. Chop, chop.
Well, the Waldo arms.
I'm literally, I got it. I sorted it. out.
I'm sure that my arms are stumps at the moment. I'm hastily trying to regrow them over in the back to tank. So,
All right, so so there's these little sample cases just sitting there. You just need to open them. They're just pop open kind of stories.
Just open the virus file.
I'm waiting for her to roll double ones and opening this viral file.
Yeah, look, I'll open one up.
Okay.
Guys, yeah, just
You
please,
open
I'll
one
open
up. It's okay.
So what do
you
I
don't
do?
need to make a skill roll. They're just.
Okay, good. You never know.
This
What a
isn't
bowler?
Rollmaster, man.
This is how you get a bowler.
Okay, this isn't Rollmaster. Okay, so
You want ants? This is how you get ants.
there's you open it up and there's this sliver of metal lying on a little, kind of tissue paper. It's just a piece of metal. It's clearly been knocked off something. Like it's a worked piece of steel. So it's not like a raw mineral or something. It's a piece of metal just lying there.
Do we have any analysis tools on the ship?
Yes, you do.
Or
You have a basic science lab. You have basic scientific equipment. You don't have. You're not actually a science ship. You don't have full on Imperial research capabilities. But
No.
you can definitely kind of kit together standard stuff for spectrometers and other sorts of things from the equipment that you have on your ship.
I'm also thinking, since we're in space dock,
Yep.
do we have access to the science labs here?
You could hire time in a science lab.
Really?
Yeah, it's as a
Couldn't
service.
just fucking flap our card and say,
Yep.
move over, we're Imperial.
I told
balls.
you, the Imperium is a free trade.
Yeah, we're pretty
empire.
fancy.
Yeah, but
So if there's time available in the science lab, you can purchase time in the science lab.
Is it? Are we meant to be? Do we operate autonomously? Are we meant to be reporting all this
You
to somebody?
operate broadly autonomously because it takes far too long for you to wait around for people to tell you what to do.
Okay.
Yeah. We can engage the local count, Duke, or his representative if we believe that it's necessary to bring arms to bear, as we are the Emperor's representatives, effectively. I may be taking slight.
It's what you think you can do. So it's completely the Dolphins' opinion that you can just rock up to Duke Norris of the Spinwood Marches and go, "I represent the Imperium. You should do this."
And you're like, of course.
Hey, I am Dolphin nobility.
I'm a fucking Marine.
Yeah, you're a dolphin knight or
Literally.
something, isn't that what we?
Yes, I am
a dolphin marine. That's kind of wild.
I'm going to be the first fucking dolphin count at some stage. That's going to happen.
That's right. This is an Imperium of sophants. You can be anything you want in this Imperium. Even the first Imperial Dolphin Count.
That's
Count
right.
Dolphin the Third.
So now that
Count
case didn't poison us all or seemingly release a plague,
No.
I pop open the other cases to see what's in it.
Okay, so there's two more slivers of metal and what looks like a jewel or a gem. Multifaceted.
Cool. I don't think I've got any skills that can science, nature, 0.
I was going to say, I'm a belter, profession belter, and I've done mining.
Yep.
Does that look like any gem or thing that I know of, or does it look like a crystal data thing?
No, it's not crystal. Well, it does not look like a crystal, sort of memory store or
Yeah.
effect. No, but
Alright,
make
I think I've got-
make a professional skill belter roll.
I got 7. Is that good? Probably not.
Difficulty 8. Probably
8.
not. Oh no, you got 8 because you got.
Because I got +1.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you don't recognise the gem. As in, you don't recognise the type. Now, it's important to note the Imperium is full of planets, so
Yeah.
gems can come in almost any shape, configuration, size, or form, but no, you don't recognise this one.
Okay.
I'll take a stab at it and see if I can work out how much it's worth on the open market.
Are you
Nice.
picking it up and appraising it?
Yes, yeah, I will.
Okay. All right. When you pick it up,
There goes the hands again.
Here comes the
it looks
hands.
green when you pick it up, and then while you're holding it, it shifts from blue to red to black in color.
The mood ring.
Oh, jeez.
And your soul is
Nice.
now inside the gem.
Yeah.
How much do I think I could get for this?
So much.
Okay.
Like, what you can't work out is how it's doing the transitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, while you're experiencing that, others are also seeing transitions in the colours and speed of transition of the gem. Is anyone commenting on the changing colours and speeds of the gem?
Are they? I mean, yeah, I don't.
Looks like you've got a
Pretty,
mood ring there, man. What the fuck's going on?
I might have
I want
to. I might have to take this for a further evaluation.
Gush, just give it here for a second. I just want to see if it's reacting to your meatiness. Because I'm going to use it in the Waldo arm. Does the gem return to color?
Oh, you're holding
I'll
the Waldo arm?
Well, yeah, I don't have hands, do I? Right, so it's
So when you are holding it in the Waldo arm, it goes back to just being green.
yeah. So it's
so
bioreactive.
organic. Yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I'll
All right.
have a look at the slips of metal
Yep.
and hold them up to the light to see if I can.
Okay, when you hold
Work out
it,
what-
it's warm.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to put that back down really quickly.
Okay.
Warm
Yeah.
metal. Warm metal. If my
Yeah,
fur
bad.
begins falling
Especially-
out, run.
Okay, I'll
I
keep
think
a
I've
good
got-
eye on his fur.
Don't slap the bits of metal together. I'm just saying.
I was going to say, can I
That
have
would be
a rad detector in my kit?
Yep.
I've got a pretty cool
absolutely.
detector. I don't know if it's rad.
Yeah. No. You can do the biological radiation. You're a Marine in combat armor. You've got.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm
someone just dropped a nuke near me. I should probably pay attention. Yeah,
I should fucking hide.
I should hide.
So should that be under equipment and tools?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'll add that in
Mm-hmm.
and buy it. All right, so I run it. Is it doing anything?
Is it giving off radiation?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Residual. Oh, that's right.
And as they're examining the bits of metal, I'll wipe my hands on my robes and then run my cleaning wand over my robes.
Okay, when you run the radiation detector, so you can't work out what's going on at first, actually. So, can someone you'll need someone with electronics sensor.
I've got
to work out
electronic
what's going
sensors
on.
1.
But it gives no.
Okay, I'll do that.
It has no radiation footprint.
Yeah,
At all.
I'll do electronic sensors 1. I got it.
Okay, make a
Does
roll.
it
At
roll?
all.
No, click on that.
At all.
At
And then
all.
you-
Holy
and then-
shit.
And then choose an intelligent. Then add your intelligence to it.
Hold on.
You know how
I clicked on it.
non-standard that is, guys. Like everything
Yeah,
emits
yeah.
a radiation.
Your face emits radiation. I'm trying to click by clicking. Oh, shift clicking rolls a skill check. Okay, cool. But I have to add my intelligence.
Yeah.
Intelligence is 9.
Ooh, nice.
You got 11.
Yeah, but
Yeah. So it rolled, and you got
okay.
effect 3 because you exceeded the target. Okay, so
Oh, I see. I got it.
okay, so radiation detectors that are built for managing for managing nuclear radiation, they're calibrated in such a way that there's a kind of assumption of background radiation, right? Because if a sensor just detected radiation, that they would be useless because everything has there's always radiation, right? So there's a kind of min-rad model running in the background of your sensor equipment. The thing that has confused your sensor is that this is below the min-rad level, and so it was a bit confused, and that's what you work out by looking into the sort of what the sensor reports are telling you. You would have to recalibrate the sensor and disable its min-rad function to work out what the actual number was, but its radiation value is below the background radiation of the environment you are currently in.
Right, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Do you want me? It's not going to matter if I fiddle with it. I'm not breaking any of my equipment.
No, you're breaking mine.
All right, so you do a bit of tweaking and you turn off the min-rad read, which also means you turn off the very annoying alarm, because the moment you do that, it's like, oh my god, radiation! So you turn off the annoying alarm and you turn off the min-rad. The radiation in the room you are in is falling.
Like it's sucking it in.
That's like it's absorbing it.
Yes.
What the hell is going on?
Re-emitting this infrared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can we put this back in the box that is designed to shield it from other detective things like, radiation?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, let's seal that back up.
So the gem is doing something that Imperial science can't currently do.
Yeah. Cool. Remember, she was an explorer.
You went to electronics school with the Scouts, and they told you that there are many things that happen with radiation, but at the moment, one of the things that don't happen with radiation is we just absorb it out of the atmosphere.
What about the lumps of metal that were warm? Are they balancing out the gem somehow or something? What's your RADS detector say about the lumps of metal?
I mean, I rolled really high. Does it? I scroll through, or is this your RADS detector, Orcus?
Yeah, no. I've got basically a biohazard radiation environmental detection is part of my kit that looks for and tells me when shit goes bad. That's all it's for.
But does it tell us that it's the lumps of concerningly warm metal?
Oh, I can scan them, but if they don't trigger, like this is just basically looking for standard things. If it doesn't admit anything on a thing, then I'm not going to see it. That's why we need the science lab. But I don't think we put the friggin' gem anywhere near a science lab because that will flag up everything.
Yep.
So while the gem is in the case, it is not so you are shielding it from basically everything. So yes.
Yeah, leave it in that case. This is a weird thing, right? So this is definitely a threat to the Imperium.
Yeah, the gem explicitly represents a technology level above the Imperial standard.
Yeah, by definition, a threat.
Yeah.
I mean, hard to argue with that logic.
Yeah.
Scale it up. Think of using this stuff as armor.
Yeah.
You got a starship encasing this stuff.
No, this is stealth, mate.
Yeah,
this is stealth. Radar wouldn't come off it.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything that uses a fucking energy source as a return, this would be stealth. Like this would be invisible. Fuck.
Does anyone want to?
Go around it too long.
Does anyone want to shoot it with the laser?
It's in the box currently.
I'm really in the mood to shoot something with a laser.
I can do
I
that.
think it's a
I got
good
a
idea,
spare
but you should
Waldo
be-
arm.
Like, maybe go into the kitchen and do it.
I mean, we've
Aren't we
got
like
we've got a
effectively
source.
like a hotel? Like we're just in an
Yes.
apartment.
In a hotel.
It's like that.
And people are like,
Like
I'm just gonna go and
the
shoot
toaster
it.
is terrible.
We're
We
doing
should
some
plug it into
fucking
the
shit,
thing.
mate.
You know
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
scenes where there's a cartoon character holding usually a small, soft, little cute bunny, and they're pointing their guns to its head, and they're saying, nobody move or the rabbit gets it. I kind of have the same
Yeah,
image
yeah,
in my
it's
head,
like
but
that.
it's the gem. You guys are all like,
Yeah,
standing
yeah.
there. All right, well, you have
Don't
a gem,
touch
and
this,
you
we're gonna
have
shoot
a
it.
laser pistol.
Yeah,
You
it's
have a hammer.
it's something that absorbs energy and a directed energy weapon.
I think it's a good thing to
Alternatively,
test.
It's a nuclear weapon that'll blow up the planet.
Are you Dan?
Legit.
Sorry, Dan's character, whose name I will now go back to looking. Clank. Are you going to take said gem and shoot it?
Given that somebody's given the option and I'm really fucking pissed off,
Pretty tempting.
All right, so
I've got my laser carbine.
yep.
Excuse me. Given the laws of physics are currently still in effect, there may be some sort of capacitive limit to this gem's ability to absorb vast amounts of energy, and when that's exceeded, it may not be useful.
It's a good point. It may actually explode. Like, it may be collecting the energy and then it releasing it. We don't want to release that in
So
here
you
or
could-
in the kitchen.
You could step up the laser, right? Like, you can start with just a directed beam of light and then move up to a laser cutter.
True,
and then,
torch.
Kind of push it up.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I send a communique to the dockyard to have the ship get ready for us to leave while Science Magoo is happening.
It's okay. Clank, are you going to take the gem and put it in a thing and do something with it?
I will say I'm doing this for science, but I'm really not.
Yeah.
And yes, I will take a shot.
Okay. So, can I get a shooting roll, please?
If I get 2 double ones again, I'm gonna be pissed. Where am I? Yes.
You did not. Get two double
7
ones.
total.
Yeah, it's fine. The gem is not moving. Alright, so you shoot the gem dead on with the laser.
I do take it on board what you said about stepping it up. So like I go, welding torch, etc.
So you increase the ampage of the laser, or the wattage. I'll have a pulse gun in the 40-watt range. Anyway, so you step it up a couple of steps. Each step that you take it up. Actually, what happens is when you shoot it with a directed beam. So when you just shine a torch on it, the light gets a bit fuzzy, but it's dispersed anyway. When you shoot it with a directed energy weapon at the lowest setting, the beam stops almost 2 meters away from the gem. As you increase the ampage of the beam gets closer and closer to the gem. When you've got it at your full ampage, and what's the damage on the weapon? What's the damage?
46 plus 3.
Yeah, so when you're about 2/3 of the way up the maximum ampage of the weapon, you start hitting the gem. So the beam of energy is basically being absorbed closer and closer to the gem as you increase the ampage. Now, if you had, things that could record exactly what was happening, and you don't, but if you did, what would be happening is you would see that actually the beam isn't, the beam's being absorbed progressively as it gets closer to the gem, and it's just the strength of the beam that's defining how close it gets, because the reduction is set, it's a scale, and as the beam gets closer and closer to the gem, it loses more and more energy, and so you have to amp up the energy to get anything of the beam to the gem. Once you've got it about 2/3 up, so you're doing about 3 dice, on average, you are hitting the gem. Not always, but on average. The gem seems to fluctuate on the amount of energy it absorbs indirectly, but you hit it as, like, full on with the maximum beam, and the gem shows nothing other than colour changes. It is completely undamaged by the beam of light. Mm-hmm.
Just as a silly sci-fi question, if I shoot a coffee mug with a laser beam, does it move, or does it just get hot and explode?
It just gets hot and explodes. There is an imperceptible amount of energy being converted, like even photons have conceptually some mass, but I don't think we're talking about that.
Okay, so the gem doesn't move; it just absorbs the thing and sits there like a rock.
Yep. And it seems to have no side effects to the gem other than it goes through a series of the pulsing changes.
The same ones as when it was held by a person.
Are you looking at it?
Yeah.
They look like the same pulses you saw before, but they're going faster.
I go and touch it.
It is cold to touch.
I'm waiting for someone to lick it.
We are the worst scientists ever. Just saying.
I don't know. We found out a lot of information.
Yeah, and we didn't die, which was lucky.
Apparently, for some of us.
Some of us are burning
Fucking Marie Curie.
Apparently, sometimes I walk into my mechanics lab and almost die.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, can we just hit it with a hammer?
First roll of the game. You can hit it with a hammer. That's a completely...
No, that was a sarcastic inference about our scientific...
Just giving you that as an option. All right,
Thank you.
You told the Diamond's Edge, or you've asked for the Diamond's Edge to be prepped for launch, so that's fine. It's prepped for launch. You've played around with lasers and gems. You held the metal bits. They were warm. You put them down. You haven't done very much with the metal so far.
Are you suggesting we also shoot the metal with a laser beam?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just fascinated as to what you guys are going to do.
What happens if we touch the metal, which is warm, to the gem? To be more specific, I get one of the bits of metal out and touch the gem with it.
Okay. So when
this is going to be the fastest game of Travelers ever played.
Well,
short of us all dying in character creation.
Yeah, I was literally about to go there. At least you made it through character creation, so tick. So you get the piece of metal. It does not feel warm in your hands.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, hold on.
I thought it was the gem that felt warm.
No, it was the metal.
It was the metal.
All right.
Yeah.
The gem doesn't feel warm. It just doesn't feel particularly good. The metal. So the metal felt warm in the Varga's hands. When you hold it, it's cold.
Okay. Does anything happen if I touch the gem?
No.
Okay.
Well, it.
You could tell at this stage. As Kush has seen how the gem behaves with increasing level of energy, he's intuiting that there's some sort of field and starting to whine that he wanted puppies one day.
Yep.
So when I pick up the gem, it goes back to normal color. When was it Kush? Kush, you when you had the gem, or was it Clank? No, it was Kush.
It was Kush.
The gem went black.
Went through all the colors.
Or went through multiple colors and went black. Mm-hmm. And Kush, when you picked up the metal, and same thing when Antos picked up the metal, it was warm, or was when Antos picked it up, it wasn't warm?
It wasn't warm when Antos picked it up.
That's weird.
It seems like perhaps we should go and get on the ship where we might have some other instruments.
Yeah. I'm up.
And not have to explain to the owners of a hotel suite why there are laser holes ripping through the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you get on your ship. You've got you've actually got an electronics lab / engineering lab that you can repurpose some of the equipment to do fundamental science with.
More precisely than a laser rifle.
Marginally more precisely than a laser rifle, yes. Although there's nothing
So
wrong
the
with
one-
laser rifle, as it turns out, as a form of scientific experimentation. It told you things.
So one of the thoughts I had is potentially species might have an impact because that's a variable now. Because I'm assuming that Antos, you are humanoid.
Human, yeah, they're human.
Human. Yep. And Kush, you are the wolf people.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
I pick up the piece of metal as on the way, and I put it against my forehead.
Just slap it on.
Because do I feel it warm? Because I'm like wet.
We're already treading so close to I lick the gem.
Oh,
I'm waiting. I've been waiting for it like an hour.
I can't. But because my whole I have a special moisturizing field, right? So
You do. You're kept moist. There's these little misters keeping you moist.
yeah, I'm licking it with my body effectively.
So wrong. It does nothing when you put it to your forehead. It doesn't warm. It doesn't do anything.
All right, it's weird. All right,
All right. So you take the
the ship.
stuck to your forehead. There's some more.
No, I
metal.
take it off and put it away.
There's some more metal. That's a shame. I have a mental image now. It's ruined. All right, so you get on the ship. You have access to equipment that will allow you to do a fairly significant amount of scientific examination. So you've got stuff to repair the ship's hull. So, analysis of micro fractures and, dense, strength of materials and all those things are actually things you can do. They explicitly are things that you are equipped to handle. So it's basically you do a series of rolls to analyze the metal. You can use engineering to do that if you have it, or you can use a science skill if you do not. Or the other way around, but I'm going to guess you've got more engineering than science between you lot. Does Anton have, not Anton, does Razko have some engineering skills? Must have, surely.
Kush has zero.
Oh, you've got
What is
mechanic.
zero?
That's what I was thinking, mechanic. So you've got mechanic. So you can do some stuff. And if you have science skill at all, you effectively have science skill 0. So you can do science at a 0 rate. Because you basically understand the scientific method.
Well, I've got science.
Yeah.
So I can do some science.
Yep. So you can do science 0 rolls, if nothing else. Oh yeah, neither of those are going to help you. I was just checking what your science skills were. It's like science,
History or robotics.
Well, maybe history could help, actually. You could make a science history roll.
All right.
Maybe as a philosophy major, does that help?
You've got a philosophy major. I understand the logical method. I can apply it to this problem.
Do I just hit roll? Is that all I got to do?
Yeah, that's all you got to do. And pick education as the skill. Oh, okay. Well, don't, up to you.
Too slow. It's a 10 plus.
It's a 10, as it turns out. So, haha! You did not need education. You've got raw skill on your side. All right. So, the metal behaviour is reminiscent of metal found at ancient sites.
Oh, so it's not completely unknown.
Mm.
That's all
nothing
you
about
know.
the-
That's all you know.
Okay.
Like the whole warming, cooling thing is, no one really knows why. Well, you don't know why. Some people might know why, but it's just not knowledge you have direct access to.
And then this handwritten note thing from Sorel.
Yeah.
She gave us the name of her ship and somewhere to find her. I think.
She said that if you need to find her,
Contact.
you should go and look for a scout ship called the Garnet. Her skipper is Bernadata Khalid.
Okay.
By the way, which is a Soleimani name. So that's a long way from where you guys are, right? The Soleimani Rim is on the other side of the Imperium. So, pure, so people who are culturally Soleimani are reasonably rare on your side of the Imperium. Anyway.
The other thing we could do, we're on our ship. Did we take off?
Yes.
Okay, you took off.
Well, the other thing we could do, that courier that we terrified and then you gave him what was probably an unreasonably large tip, which is not suspicious at all. We could see if they've got any information on where the hell this thing came from.
You could query the courier company for the source of the material of the couriering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure we can just give them a ring and say, who sent us this package?
So the answer to that question is they just took it as a courier job from off planet. So it was delivered on a courier ship and they picked it up, and source of origin was not recorded on the original package, which is unusual. You would actually have to pay someone to not fill in that field.
Yeah, okay.
Shall we head out?
Yep.
Do
you want to play with the metal anymore? You've got the capacity now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what else can.
Well, you can actually examine it, right? So you haven't done scientific examination of the metal. You've basically touched it. So if you make mechanics rolls, you can learn things about the metal.
Okay, because I did a science history as opposed to a science poking it with machines.
Yes, exactly. Or an engineering. Mechanics, sorry. It's mechanics skill in this game. My apologies. Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have mechanics?
Not me, sorry.
Clank does.
I've got it at 0, I think.
Clank's got it at 1.
That's more than me.
I've got it at 1. This is what I tried. But in saying that, last time I rolled this, I blew up my hands.
Yes.
So
what could possibly... How could it happen twice? Add your education to your mechanics roll, please.
All right, that'll be a +1 then. Education, sorry, not as +2. Yay! So.
Look at that!
Oh, fuck.
Look at that! Nice. Nailed it. All right, so you do a fairly significant amount of research while you're coasting away from the space station. Like, this takes hours, but find out the following things. It glows when some people touch it, not just is warm.
Yes, that's what I thought. It might be species reactive.
Well, if it is, you can't work out quite what it is, because amongst the humans, the only one it glows for is... we'll make it Clank. Yeah, Clank. The only one it glows for is you. It's warm to the feel to both you and the Varga. It's conductive. It's got a very high heat capacity, however. So it takes a very long time to actually heat up. Like, it feels warm, but if you apply a blowtorch to it, it takes a very long time for it to reach anything appreciable as a temperature. So it can basically... It takes an hour with a blowtorch to produce any measurable increase in temperature for the piece of metal. However, it will retain metal. It will retain heat for a very long time, and it cools at a very predictable rate.
You said it was conductive.
Yeah, highly conductive. Yeah.
When we run current through it, does it do anything to the temperature?
No.
Okay.
It's like a superconductor.
I was just thinking room temperature superconductor. Do we have that technology yet?
I assume you do. Can't see how
I think so.
would work, but it is very impressive all the same.
And there's no Peltier effect.
What's Peltier?
It doesn't transfer heat.
No.
Yeah, Peltier effect is when you run a current through certain materials.
Yeah.
It transfers heat from one side of it to the other.
No.
They use it in like coolers for microprocessors and whatnot.
Okay, the answer is no.
No. Okay.
If you run enough voltages through it and you play around with voltages, which I assume you're doing.
Yeah, I'm a bit bad at this thing, so I might be testing to destroy at this point.
Yep, so you're just upping and downing amperages and pulses and everything you can think of to dick around with it, right?
Yep.
Okay. At one point in that process, so it's this flat, straight piece of metal. What you realise is, also from a material perspective, it's a honeycomb at the nano level. So at the nano level, it's a honeycomb structure. And when you run just the right set of electrical charges through it, it goes soft and sort of loses its shape and sort of pools into a pool of metal, like mercury.
So it's got
Actually, it's not
lots
quite
of
as
ways
much
it could
as
be
mercury
useful.
because you can bend it you can move it around with your hands. So it's just very soft, like taffy, sort of stretchable stuff.
And does it return to its previous shape when we stop poking, prodding, applying current?
No, it holds the shape you form it into.
We Play-Doh the pieces.
You broke
together.
it.
No, but like when you stop it, it goes hard and it's in that shape.
Okay.
So if you stretch it and then you cease to run the current through it, it becomes hard in that shape.
We've got 3 of these pieces, right? Can we
Yep.
Play-Doh them together? Well, can we make them all soft and smush them together?
No, you can't make them bind.
Okay.
You can kind of wrap them around each other. Like you can have 3 pieces that are strung together. You can do that, but you can't make them. You can't work out what it takes to make them join.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can stretch them out. You can bend them, and then you can stop running the current through it, and they take a hard form in that shape.
What happens if we stick that same current, like exactly the thing that we're doing to them, to the gem?
Nothing.
Okay.
But the Imperium doesn't have this tech. Like the ability to just soften metals with an electrical charge, completely change their shape, and then have them hold that shape, that is beyond Imperial technology.
So I feel like we kind of need to report this as well.
I was just thinking, like, there must be a science division or something that we can go and hand this stuff over to.
Well, it's probably 10 weeks away.
You're on mute, Tom, if you're talking to us.
Yeah.
I wonder why Tom was quiet.
Yeah, he was very quiet.
I don't know how long that's been the case.
Hour.
God damn it, motherfuckers!
There's the Tom.
I'm muted to go to the I'm muted to go to the toilet. I've been providing all sorts of useful information and wondering why no one's been. Oh my god. What I was trying to say is, hey, we don't want to report it too quickly. This could be valuable.
Yeah.
And then Nick said, it's going to take 10 weeks. And I went, good point. But you didn't hear me.
We're like a well-formed unit, right? Like, we've done a bunch of missions together.
Yeah, the assumption here is that you know each other.
So the antics of Special Agent Razko, who's out for himself, but, deep down...
I'm out for the team.
Patriot.
It's not suspicious at all.
Yeah, he's a patriot, and, the Imperium comes first, but why not make a profit while we're saving the Imperium? I mean, that's a valid question.
I didn't say we shouldn't report it. I just said maybe we should report it after we've done a little bit more investigation of a mercantile fashion.
We'll just report one of the 3 pieces of metal.
Well, no.
For example.
This is technology beyond the Imperium. The Imperium has to control the technology.
Yeah, it is a risk. Yeah, we can't
sell it.
Well, market value
raise
is useful
valid
intelligence. Just saying. Market value would be useful intelligence.
Exactly. It's the fact that the knowledge that it exists, not necessarily the actual material itself. You know what I mean? Like I'm just skirting the edges. I'm just exploring the edges. I'm like a scientist.
And not to mention tracking down the kinds of people who might buy this sort of thing. I'm sure they're into all sorts of other stuff that
That is
we
a
want to
very
know
good
about.
point. Someone who wants to buy this is definitely an enemy of the
You're
Imperium.
all getting serious fish side eye right now.
Something smelling fishy.
Which would be weird, except that you're a dolphin and your eyes are on the side of your head.
You're on exactly. I am literally just.
Right.
Is it more like you're getting a side snout?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Side blowhole, which is a bad place to be with your blowhole.
All right, so yeah, you can. So absolutely, you can report it to the Imperium. The actual fastest way to report is actually to send a message, like not to go yourselves, because that actually takes way longer than the.
No, I agree.
No, that would way too slow.
It's one of those, exactly. One of those funny moments where it's actually faster to just put the message on the Pony Express and say, "Quick, get it to Chicago City or whatever," and then it goes there.
Like what I'm suggesting is that because we don't know what we're about to go into, so it would behoove us to leave this case in a secure thing and advise head office. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe leave one of the bits of metal. The gem may come in handy later on, and maybe the metal as well. But certainly the metal does weird things that it's not supposed to, so someone else will pick up on it. Should we go missing?
Well, we only have one super secret spy case.
Yep.
And we probably want to keep all this stuff in the super secret spy case.
Yeah, I mean, it's an important point. What is more secure than on the spaceship with you?
Yeah.
Unless we get blown up.
Well, I'd be inclined to, send all the readings and send a report, basically. Like we're checking in. Here's a bunch of information that we found. We're going to go and find the scout ship Garnet and talk to whoever it is. Come and shoot him if you don't hear from us in a month or whatever it is.
Yep. Okay, so
that makes sense.
So you're holding on to it for now. You put it in the case
and send off a report.
To your Imperial overlords.
Yep.
All right, perfect.
Oh, our beneficent overlords, thank you.
Yes, please, thank you. Yes, no, valid point. I cannot argue. So you've done that.
So
in
about 40 weeks, they're going to literally send a fleet here to secure the most advanced technology in the system.
Which will take 40 weeks to get here. We're good.
I know. Just say it.
I'll be Sector Navy, which will get here quicker, but it'll be weeks.
Sorry, Thomas. I spoke over you.
No, that's fine. So your other lead is to find the Garnet.
Yes. Do you have anywhere to start for that?
Yeah, actually, the good news is that unless someone ship movements are actually tracked and are just part of the information package, right? So unless you're literally flying under a false flag, you've got effectively, what's the term I'm looking for? It's actually used in The Expanse. It's your beacon attached to your ship. So
like a transponder, like an IIS.
Transponder.
That's
transponder.
Yeah. So you've got.
So we can see their. So we can see their last port and go and.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty simple query. You can literally just say, "Hey, where was ship name identifier XYZ last sort of seen?" And unless they've done something to specifically hide their unique identifier, then you'll be told. It might be out of date and it might be wrong because time and travel and speed of information, but the last known sighting of a ship is reasonably easy to do. At least the last known sighting of a ship at an actual starport. So the answer to that question is 2 jumps away from where you are now. So
the jump 4 weeks or something, is that right?
No, it's 1 week. So it's a jump 2 jump. Oh, sorry, jump 3 jump, which you can do actually. It's over here at Egypt.
It seems appropriate.
Yeah, so it does, doesn't it? So you guys are at Glisten. You can either do sort of small jumps and go, Overdale to Egypt, or you can just jump straight from Glisten to Egypt itself. The
One jump will be quicker.
Yeah, it would, because it'll only take 1 week, not 2.
Yeah.
But it will use all your fuel, which means you'll have to refuel at Egypt. Because you only have
these
enough
are all
fuel
green.
Yep, these are all
Well,
green.
these are all green planets, right?
Yep.
So that seems not that concerning, right?
And the starport
there's a
rating
gas
at
drive.
Egypt is B, which means it's actually really good. It's not the best starport you can get, but it's more than capable of supplying and maintaining your ship and providing you with fuel in a legal fashion. Although you also have hydrogen scoops, so if you had to, you could harvest fuel from a gas giant or water on the planet itself. And then
It has a gas giant. It doesn't have water.
Egypt Hydrosphere is actually 6, which means it has a fair amount of water in it.
Okay, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
misinterpreting
BAC
the colours
6567D. Yes, it is brown. I'm not saying it's pretty water, but there's water. There's water and then there are hills.
Cool. To Egypt, I think.
Egypt it is.
Yeah.
Alright, so jumps unless you're doing it particularly trickily. You can spend as much time as you want, and for now we'll just assume that you are making a safe jump from Glisten to Egypt. Alright, so that is
Good place to stop.
Yeah, so basically I'll just quickly all right. No, so I just want to show
Or
you
not.
No. It's a very minor thing. It's
Things explode.
where is it? So you jump
The
into
gem
Egypt.
absorbs all the energy, so we can't
Egypt
jump.
has an imperial naval base.
Yeah.
So it is actually it's an imperial navy. Where's the? No, that's library data. I don't want library data. I'll put the pictures. Overview, maybe there. Haven't put it in. Okay. All right. So you jump into the system, and there are fleet elements in the system. So there's a naval base with elements of the 100th Fleet. Vessels are here to patrol the systems closest to the border. So you're reasonably close to the Spinwood Marchers border. So they spend most of their time and in District 268, which is actually on this side of the map, not that you have it in front of you. But I invite you all to follow the link if you want to see what District 268 is. It's so important to the Imperium, it doesn't even have a name.
Nice.
And what does it carry? This is a subsector has no assigned fleet as it contains only 3 Imperials. Oh, that's 268. No, you've got the full fleet here. So there are big ships in orbit around the naval base at Egypt, which is not on the main planet. It's away from the main planet. Some of those ships, and this is a literal statement, you could fly your ship down the gun barrel. So you know that spinal mount you wanted, Nick? It's right over there, buddy.
Yep.
Right.
Excellent.
Over there.
Nice.
And
I didn't want to become the level of tungsten that gets fired.
No,
Nice.
but there's a couple of capital ships in the 100th Fleet at Egypt. So where we leave it is you have just arrived at Egypt. You are gonna make a decision about whether you take the high port. I'll actually show you a quick map of Egypt. I actually have one. And then we'll stop. So there's Egypt.
Nice.
So starports and cities and settlements and
That's cool.
yeah.
The water planet then. Or is that desert? That's water.
No,
right?
that's water. No, it's like I said, it's 60%
Yeah, cool.
water. So we'll assume that's.
I love I love the reader. It goes government, active government colony. I'm going oof. This is literally This is literally a military rule. Like, yeah, there's no. It's just it's obviously they've just taken it, or they've taken it and they're not completely loyal to the Empire yet, so they get big guns pointed at them.
Yeah. just in case there's bad guys in amongst their ranks.
Yeah.
All right. So that's where we'll leave it.
Awesome.
What do you think, guys? How
Yeah,
do
it's
you like
awesome.
it?
I love it.
It's cool. I like the vibe.
I keep visualizing myself as I'm walking around on my my tail, though. I can't.
It's like the seals that bounce away.
Can't float.
That's right.
All right. And Dan, as the one person I don't really know, how did you enjoy it? Was it good?
Yeah, awesome fun. Pretty much exactly what I was expecting from all I've heard about Traveller. So I'm excited to get my new robot hands. I'm guessing, or how do I fix my hands?
No, they
Or
just
am I
heal.
just an
Anakin?
You've had enough time to heal by the time you get there. Like,
Alright.
they're not major injuries.
You didn't actually lose your hands. You just lost the multiple layers, surface layers of
That's
your
right.
hands.
Yeah, you got second-degree burns. It's fine.
New fingerprints.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's an advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've grown new skin. You should be happy.
And I got spare Waldo arms if you need it.
Nice. Nice. And
No,
all I need to
all
do
good.
is take you off at the shoulders and connect them.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I got this. I'm good at
Got
surgery and
anyone.
stuff.
Got anyone. What could possibly go wrong? All right, guys, that was
Okay.
actually super fun and definitely the
All
high
right,
note
awesome.
of my day. So I'm not sure what that says about my day.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and try and get some sleep now. This will be fun. So, latest peeps.
Yeah,
Yeah, robot sleep, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, bye.